Welcome, adventurers! Today we're diving into the lore of one of Dungeons & Dragons' most iconic and terrifying creatures, the owlbear. With the body of a bear and the head of a giant predatory owl, these monstrosities are as fascinating as they are deadly. Let's uncover the secrets behind this legendary predator. First appearing in 1975's Greyhawk supplement, the owlbear is one of D&D's oldest original monsters. Inspired by a strange Japanese toy, the creature has persisted through every edition, earning its place in Dungeons and Wilds alike, as a monster truly born from tabletop imagination. Physically, an owlbear stands around 8 feet tall and weighs up to 1,500 pounds. Its thick, bristly fur is matched with beautiful but fearsome feathers adorning its head, and its hooked yellow beak and huge talons make it an apex predator. These combined avian and ursine features give it tremendous strength and animalistic agility. Owlbears possess a freakish biology. Each arm can rotate independently, similar to a human's, giving them enhanced grappling power, which they frequently use to clamp down on prey. Their heads can turn up to 270 degrees, an adaptation borrowed from their owl ancestry, making ambushes against them nearly impossible. Besides their intimidating appearance, owlbears are known for their sensory acuity. They have low-light vision, keen senses of smell, and even asymmetrical ears like real owls, which allow them to pinpoint sounds. Their transparent third eyelid, called a nictitating membrane, protects their eyes from debris and bright lights. The origin of the owlbear is hotly debated. The most prevalent theory states that a deranged wizard fused a giant owl and a bear via magical experimentation. But Feywild denizens claim they've existed for eons, perhaps as ancient Feywild predators that migrated to the material plane. Despite their magical origin, owlbears are not innately magical in combat. They lack supernatural abilities, relying instead on raw physical might and bestial cunning. However, their screeches echo across woodlands with unnatural volume, and in some variants even possess mild magical effects. Owlbears are infamous for their aggressive, territorial behavior. They'll attack anything they perceive as prey or a threat, a behavior driven by insatiable hunger, surpassing that of bears or owls. With almost no instinct for self-preservation, they'll fight to the death, making them truly dangerous foes. Hungry owlbears are relentless, often easily lured into traps or led off cliffs due to their single-minded pursuit. Only a well-fed owlbear might refrain from attacking a superior foe. This ferocity is both their greatest strength and weakness within their forest domains. When hunting, owlbears utilize the cover of dense woodlands, emerging in the afternoon and continuing into the night. Interestingly, their activity patterns reflect their hybrid nature. They're both diurnal and nocturnal, tracking the habits of local prey. Seasonally, they hibernate during colder months, intensifying their activity in spring and summer. Like true owls, they are strictly carnivorous, preying on everything from rabbits to even trolls. Bones, fur, and other indigestible material are regurgitated as pellets, a telltale sign of a lair nearby. Notably, they possess a strong taste for honey, inherited from their bear heritage, useful information for would-be trappers or bait layers. Owlbear lairs are grisly sights. Bones litter the site, sometimes mixed with the treasures of prior victims. Carcasses hang in trees or are stashed among rocks. The overpowering stench of rotting flesh signals not only danger, but also attracts other scavengers and predators, creating a vicious circle in the wild. Despite their ferocity, a mated pair raises chicks together, fiercely defending their territory, typically up to 2 square miles. Uniquely, although warm-blooded mammals, owlbears lay eggs, up to 6 per clutch. Hatchlings, called chicks or cubs, are carnivorous from birth and are raised on fresh meat. Female owlbears do not produce milk. Instead, they bring meat for the young. Chicks are surprisingly dangerous for their size, and parents train them in hunting until they're ready to set out on their own, usually after 2 years. An owlbear can live up to 20 years in the wild. While notoriously difficult to tame, owlbears have been used by wizards, hobgoblins, and even giants as guardians, war beasts, or mounts, usually through a combination of brutal training or magical compulsion. Despite legends of owlbear whisperers, even the best trainer risks being savaged if they let their guard down. Elven communities have been known to encourage owlbears to lair near their treetop homes, using the monsters as natural deterrents to nocturnal intrusions. Meanwhile, some hobgoblins and giants employ them as living war engines or pets, while gladiatorial arenas sometimes starve owlbears for especially ferocious spectacles. Owlbear eggs and hatchlings fetch a high price, from 200 to 5,000 gold pieces, among black market buyers, wizards, and exotic beast collectors. Their pelts, feathers, musk, and bones are also prized, not only for crafting armor, components, and magical focuses, but also in some rare and potent medicines. Owlbear musk, particularly from hormonal males during mating season, is quite valuable, capable of dispelling enchantments that stun or dominate the mind. Centaurs were renowned for capturing and quickly extracting this potent substance. Likewise, their feathers could be used in spellcraft, making them even more sought after by arcane practitioners. Some druid circles and totemic warriors venerate the owlbear's raw power. The Berserker Lodge of Rashomon adopted it as a totem, and in special cases, druids may adopt its form through wild shape or primal aspects, though only in certain editions, due to its classification as a magical rather than natural beast. Variants of the owlbear exist across the realms. Notable subspecies include the snowy or Arctic owlbear with a white pelt, the giant owlbear, a mysterious breed possibly descended from ancient Netherese experiments, winged owlbears, undead forms, and even bizarre crossbreeds like the russet owl monster. One remarkable real-world adaptation occurred in Cormanthor, where packs of owlbears learned to farm colonies of giant termites. By maintaining the food source, they not only survived famine, but also drew in prey like horses, which they would ambush, demonstrating surprising problem-solving ability despite their reputation for bestial savagery. Owlbears have occasionally appeared as powerful summoned guardians, often in dungeons, ruins, or wizard towers. They can be summoned by specific higher-level spells or reanimated as skeletal terrors by necromancers looking for especially fearsome undead. In terms of D&D gameplay, owlbears are generally classified as large monstrosities with challenge ratings ranging from 3 to 7, depending on the variant. Their key tactics include using both claws and beak in a furious assault, pinning prey with a crushing bear hug, and unleashing ear-splitting screeches to intimidate or stun foes. Owlbears tend to be encountered alone, in mated pairs, or sometimes in small packs. Their preferred terrain is dense temperate forests, but they've been found in dungeons, often placed there as natural or engineered guardians by those seeking to keep trespassers out. Across the Forgotten Realms, owlbears are found in regions like the Silver Marches, High Forest, Cormanthor, Rashomon, Am, and more. They've also been noted in Moonshae Isles, Dale Lands, and even deep dungeon complexes such as Undermountain and Willowwood. Throughout history, owlbear hunts have been a rite of passage for some barbarian tribes and noble hunters. Uthgardt youths gain renown by defeating an owlbear, and their pelts or stuffed forms are displayed in mansions and taverns as trophies, a symbol of overcoming one of the wild's fiercest predators. The lore also records notorious and legendary individuals, such as Hornclaw the Grey, an ancient giant owlbear of Rashomon, and Thorax, a monstrous servant of Baal, illustrating the awe and mythic terror these beings inspire in the realms. Even children's toys in Waterdeep commemorate the beast, highlighting its role as a cultural icon both feared and admired. To sum up, the owlbear's lasting appeal comes from its blend of primal horror, untamable power, strange origins, and often humorous D&D history. Whether as a deadly foe, a freakish mount, or an ever-watchful guardian, it remains a staple of the D&D bestiary, ready to confound and challenge heroes everywhere. So next time you encounter a moonlit glade or enter a dark, bone-littered cave, keep your ears tuned for a dreadful screech. You might be stepping into the territory of an owlbear. Challenge it at your peril.